At both the rallies, you made it a point to speak in Farsi. Did you feel it connected the people more to speak in your own language, even though the rallies were happening here? This is an Iranian issue. It's not an Iranian issue, but it's the Iranian people standing up for democratic values and trying to inspire, in a sense, other people to do the same. Was that the reason you did that?
Yeah, I mean it's part of standing in solidarity. It's you know, it's suggesting that I'm there. You know, I talk about being there as a proud Canadian, but I have my heritage is Iranian, and so I wanted to say a few words in Farsi in both times to send a message that what my background is, and to reach people in the audience who will appreciate that and who don't speak English as well, maybe. Of course, I don't speak Farsi. I speak it with an American accent, apparently. So
there was some laughter. There was some laughter among the crowd.
Yeah. I mean, I get little grammatical things wrong, and I think some people just think it's cute, and I'm not really going for cute at some of these rallies. So, but I think it's important for. You know, I mean, part of the reason I'm speaking out is in a very personal way, is because I am a proud Iranian. I've always lamented that in the West, as much as we know about the world, that we haven't discovered the rightful legacy of literature and of culture, of art, of music, of dance, of discourse that comes from Persia, that is part of the Iranian story. And in fact, quite the reverse. There's been these negative generalizations and stereotypes of Iranians as religious fanatics or terrorists, or so it's important for me to be involved. I grew up in the West. I was born in London, England. I grew up in Canada. I can speak English proficiently, I hope, and that's where I'm going to lead. But I'd like to show people that I'm there in Farsi as well.
You spoke about international involvement briefly, about that international governments and military should not be involved. Do you feel if the situation were to get a little more severe, if the government were to crack down a little harder than they already have, which hopefully does not happen, would you be in favor in that hypothetical situation of international involvement?
I don't really know. I would have to wait and see what the situation is. But I mean, so far,
because there's been a lot of criticism to people like President Obama for not taking a tougher stance, which most of that criticism has come from sort of the Republican right wing.
They've come from a number of different places, but I think they're wrong. Yeah. I think stay out, Barack. That's what I would say. You know, his instincts, if they're his instincts or his and his advisors' instincts, are correct. That the United States taking an official side, and even worse, trying to get involved somehow, and this is what has happened for decades. Yeah. We're supporting a regime change. You know, that would be giving a gift to Ahmadinejad or to those who will use that, who will harness that to. It
will backfire on the people.
I think history teaches us that that type of direct intervention is not helpful. Support, standing in solidarity for what the will of the majority in Iran want, is very helpful. And certainly, you know, supporting. I mean, Amnesty International is, you know, there's great global organizations out there who are calling for an end to the violence, who are trying to support freedom of speech, etc. in Iran. I think that's where we channel a lot of our attention as well.
Back to the protests themselves. A video surfaced on Saturday of a young woman being shot in the street. I'm sure you know her name is Neda. Yeah. That has been really, really hard for everyone to watch, not just Iranians, but everyone, because it is a brutal sort of murder, I guess. Personally, what does Neda mean to you? Because I think, from what I hear, that her voice translated in Farsi, well, her name, sorry, translated in Farsi means voice or call. So it is, you said, this is not an exact quote, but you said you've never seen anything so heart-wrenching and inspiring at the same time. Can you sort of explain?
Well, a lot of what I'm seeing and saying is inspiring is not that video. That's not particularly inspiring. That's devastating. She is a symbol of a young person with great conviction who's willing to put herself on the line for what she believes in. She's not alone. She's not the first person that's been through this. But it is so horrific and devastating watching that piece of video that it drives the point home. The senselessness of taking someone's life who's simply calling for a fair election or freedom. You don't want that to happen for people around the world to be inspired, but I'd like to think Nada's passing is not in vain in terms of the way it has affected people.
Because I heard a lot of people yesterday saying that she is their president now.
Yeah.
Which was, I thought, pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So last point, if you could say, because you've spoken quite a bit openly about what's going on in your opinions, if you could say one thing, because this video will go up on the internet, and if it somehow falls into the hands of someone in Iran, if you could say one thing to the people in Iran who are fighting for freedom and a free democratic society, what would that be? I know it might be hard to sort of summarize, but
we're here.
It's good. Thanks, Jeff.